Hey there, LEGO fans. Welcome back. Alex here. In this video, I wanted to talk about an opportunity that I had with working with the LEGO group on producing a couple of videos for them. Some of you have probably already seen these, but if not, I'll put a link to these videos in the description below to check them out. But these are a couple of videos that my wife and I were able to be part of as kind of a campaign that LEGO was doing on getting kids excited about using LEGO Technic to make things work. So when we took this approach, we were like, okay, what's in our city that we can make work? And one of those was going to be the low-hanging fruit of the amusement park. And you guys know that I use Technic a lot to make my rides go and make them automate, and which is always a really fun thing to see. But I took the opportunity to improve one of my gear trains for my Fairground Mixer. So this is one of the videos that I focused on, was creating a gear train for the Fairground Mixer, which allows it to go twice as fast around than the carousel. So that was one of the videos that we did, and we had a lot of fun doing that one. But the one that was more of a challenge for me was down here, and that was the focus on the drawbridge. I wanted to do a drawbridge right here. For many years, I just had a very static bridge. It didn't move, and it looked just fine. It was okay, but I thought it'd be really cool to create a drawbridge right here to allow, rafters like that person to get under the bridge without, bonking their heads. So I was looking around at how I can do this, and I got some fantastic inspiration from the great Tiago, a fantastic YouTuber. And some years ago, this is a few years ago, I saw this video where he created a drawbridge, and the method of doing so was fantastic. However, the problem that I had here was that the bridge would be very, very tall, and I would need to create some sort of ramps, and the ramps would be either very steep or very long, and I don't have a lot of room to work with right here. So my challenge was to kind of take that concept and find a way to make it as short as possible, and of course create the ramps. The first thing I had to figure out, of course, was how to get the Technic all set up there. So let me go ahead and open these things up here, and we'll lift it up. There it goes. Lift this side up here as well. There we are. So underneath here is where all the magic happens, and it's very compact. It's as low as I can get this bridge to be. It cannot be any lower than it is with this particular design. So in fact, let me go ahead and take a lot of the stuff out of the way, and I'll show you how the mechanism works. With everything out of the way, we can clearly see how this is all coming together. Well, actually, everything is right here is the same as Tiago's design right through here. However, I had to move everything else out of the way. So the worm gears over here, these gears are right here instead. And as you can see here, the concept is pretty much the same. It's just as effective, but it's a lot shorter. And as you can see with where this 8-tooth gear is underneath, that's as low as this thing is going to get, unless I put it underneath the wood, right? So as you can see here, back and forth, it's a very compact design, really, really nice and effective to go up and down. Now, when I was putting this together, I wanted to actually make it so that there was only one of these, not two of them. So this was actually two road plates together, but man, it was so heavy, kind of carrying all that extra weight. And I did actually make it work, but I did cheat and I put rubber bands on this to kind of help push it. I thought, it's not going to work. And it's also putting a lot of stress on the elements, and they were probably going to crack eventually. So I thought, you know what, it's probably not a good idea. So after I was happy with the design, recreated it, so I had two of them working there. And then, of course, I had to figure out the ramp and the transition element. So you have this piece right here in the middle that kind of transitions from the ramp onto the bridge itself. And that is what I have right here. And check this out. Look how simple that thing is, right? That is all that is. So it works very, very well. Again, very similar to the design that Tiago had there on his YouTube channel. That I did there. So definitely check that out, and you're going to see a lot of similarities here, because really there's no other way to do this, right? You need to have these elements right here. If you have bricks on it, it will interfere with this thing, because you can see over here as this thing starts to lift, it would actually run into a brick. So you do need those wall elements there to allow the bridge to go up and down. So that is right there as the transition piece. Stick that down there. And of course, the bridge itself, I should mention this, the aesthetic as far as that goes, is it's just a 16 by 16 plate, road plate, and I put some decorative walls or barriers on either side, and that is all it is. Let me show you underneath here as well. Kind of hold those barriers on it, and that goes, of course, right here. Let me see if I can stick that in there without breaking anything. Maybe I can. There we are. More or less. It'll do the job. There we go. And of course the ramps. Now the ramps were interesting. This ended up being just the 16 by 16, and then it's got the those roof or sloping elements on either side that come with the road plates. And all I do for this thing is I just set it down on it. There's not 100% clutch or even 50% clutch. It just rests on it. And it's okay. It does all right. And I do have these on kind of an angle here so that they can kind of fill that gap. And you do need this gap right here because as the bridge goes up, that would be in the way if there was, if there was a barrier there. So that would not work. There we go. So when cars come up it, they hit this thing right here, boom, and the transition is pretty darn smooth. No problem. Nice and easy. We're good to go, right? I guess I could actually add some sort of like warning or gate says, hey, don't come up here. It's going up and you're going to crash into the water or into the bridge if you try to do that. But yeah, that is basically the entire design, and it was a blast to get this thing working and added to the city. It's a great aesthetic. It's a kind of a fun feature, and it works. Kids can play with the knobs and watch the drawbridge go up and down. So yeah, that was it. That was my little project. When I built this thing, I didn't put it on my channel because, well, I made it for the Lego group, and I hope they're happy with it. But yeah, like I said, go ahead and check it out on the Lego YouTube channel there. I'll put that link there in the description below, and let me know what you guys think of this fun little project, and we'll get back to some awesome city building here in the near future. Until then, you guys have a fantastic day. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.